Have you ever been watching a trilogy or a movie series and eventually it ends, but you want to watch the next movie, but it never came out and you always wonder why and what it was going to be about? Well, for this video today, I will tell you what those movies will be about. Now, I'm not really choosing every single movie that came out, I'm just choosing the ones that caught my interest the most. So imagine, it's 1989 and the first Batman movie comes out that is more serious than Adam West 1966, and this changes the superhero genre.
Hit a guy with glasses on, would you? Huh?
Then later, 1992 happens, but everybody in NBC is all offended that it's too dark for a superhero movie. So Warner Bros. Decides to do stuff. But the thing is, before they decide to get rid of Tim Burton and replace it with Joel Schumacher's horrible movies, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin,
tonight's forecast, a freeze is coming.
They were going to make a movie called Batman Continues, which was going to star Michael Keaton come back as Batman, Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. The bad guys would be Riddler and Two-Face, so we would have Robin Williams as the Riddler, and Billy D. Williams as Two-Face, who was originally in the 1989 movie. So they didn't really give us much about what this movie would be like. The reason it didn't happen, though, is because Warner Bros. Was too angry that they couldn't sell their Happy Meals to McDonald's. So basically, NBC had a whole talk show, and now everything's just sad.
It was very violent. It was a total attack against kids.
Now, we all know that didn't quite happen. So then we got Joel Schumacher's Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
Did really bad in reviews. But before this, they were thinking of making a fifth movie before Batman and Robin came out. And it was going to be called Batman Unchained. Even though around the internet, people thought it was going to be called Batman Triumphant. So it was going to be written by the guy, Marc Protosevich. Can't pronounce his name. But he was one of the guys that did the movie I Am Legend. And he wrote Thor 2011. So they were going to get the same actors back, but there were going to be 3 villains in the movie. And usually, as you know, 3 villains always kill a franchise. For example, Spider-Man 3. So this movie was going to have 3 villains, like I said, who was going to be 1, Scarecrow, 2, Harley Quinn, and they were going to bring Jack Nicholson's Joker back. Okay, Nicolas Cage was supposed to play Scarecrow. They didn't really know who they wanted for Harley Quinn, so they were going to do like Madonna or Courtney Love. And as I said, Jack Nicholson is Joker. So the story would be about a depressed Bruce because Robin isn't helping him anymore because he's working on stuff or he's becoming Nightwing. And he's having these hallucinations because he killed all the bad guys, for example, Joker, and so on. And then after that, Harley Quinn would realize that her father is Joker, so she's angry with Batman. Also, Scarecrow wants to kill him because he realizes that it's him and he has debt, so he wants to hit Bruce Wayne for what he did. So basically they team up and stuff happens in the movie. They hit Batman with fear gas. All the villains come back, like the actual actors as well, come back, and there's like a court case in his mind where he's sad. And then like he thinks he's fighting all of them, so as he's about to die, Robin comes and saves him, and then they fight all the bad guys, and then they win, and the movie finishes. Now, this movie might have been good, which I doubt. And if we got this movie, we wouldn't have got Christian Bale's Batman, so I think it's kind of worth it. So after they got rid of Tim Burton for the Batman films, they wanted to give him something new for Superman because they kind of felt bad. So as they're going to give him Superman film, he wanted to make something weird, something about a guy that was depressed and lonely. So we were going to get Nicolas Cage as Clark Kent Superman, okay? It was going to be obviously a Tim Burton film, so we're going to have a darker tone. We're going to get Christopher Walken as Brainiac and Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor, which we also got in Superman Returns. Also, at the end of this movie, they were going to have Kevin Spacey and Walken merge into one spider and they'd fight Superman. We would also maybe get Sandra Bullock as Lois Lane, which, you know, could be good, and Chris Rock as Jimmy Olsen. Also, they had really weird concept art and stuff, and the suits were weird, but this movie was going to happen. Now, the most important part is, what was the movie going to be about? It was going to be about a depressed Superman who basically wanted to fit in, and he couldn't because he's Superman, he's an alien. And it was going to be loosely based off of the Death of Superman comic. Warner Bros. Didn't feel like making the movie because they had a new idea from somebody else, and Nicolas Cage left the idea in the 2000s. So since the Superman idea didn't go through, there was a new idea to make Batman v Superman, and they were going to cast Christian Bale as Batman. This is all around the 2000s. This is before Batman Begins. And they were going to cast Jude Law as Superman, which was an idea. Now, the story would be that Superman is divorced from Lois Lane. Batman has no body because everybody's died. He finds the perfect woman named Elizabeth or Barb or something like that. The marriage happens. Superman's the best man. they have a honeymoon, but then she dies from Joker poison. So Batman gets really angry, and he goes to get his suit back. He puts his suit on. Alfred's dead, so he has a hologram Alfred. He goes to find the copycat Joker. He's shocked that Joker is alive. He almost dies, but gets saved by these two convicts that are Jeeves and Jeeves 2. Superman goes to Lex Luthor because he thinks something's off, and Lex tells him that he wants them to fight each other because he knew that Superman would not allow Batman to kill people because Batman's really sad that his wife died, which makes sense. So Superman goes to stop Batman, and then there's an epic fight. Then Superman's he falls over. Batman goes to kill the Joker, but then the Joker is like, you can't kill. So the Joker's about to kill Batman. When Joker told him that he created the perfect woman for Batman so that Batman would be happy, and then he'd kill her so then Batman would be really sad. Superman saves Batman by throwing granite the Joker. And then the Jeeves twins, who were the convicts, merge into each other and have superpowers, and they fight. And then Lex has a powered-up suit, and they also fight him. And then they hit him into the ground, and then they can't find his body. And then they're friends, and then they talk about how Superman doesn't like alcohol. And the movie ends. Now, I don't know if this movie would be an improvement to the 2016 one, but it sounds interesting. Most of these movies, I would still want to see. I just want to see them come out. It'd be enjoyable. Even though it might not be that good, it'd still be fun. Now, around this same time, we were getting the Spider-Man movies, the Dark Knight films, some X-Men, and the Fantastic Four. But Spider-Man 3 came out, which most critics hated and most people hated, which is my favorite Spider-Man movie. Unimportant topic. That movie came out, and they were getting ready to make Spider-Man 4. We would have got the original cast back. We would have got Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, everybody. We also would have got an appearance from Mysterio's Bruce Campbell. Vulture would have been the main bad guy, played by John Malkovich. We would also have a Black Cat appearance. It was also said that they were going to shoot Spider-Man 4 and Spider-Man 5 at the exact same time so they could get more movies in. But the problem was Sam Raimi couldn't find the right script to satisfy him because he didn't want to repeat the mistakes that he made. And, well, if he didn't end it in 2010, we wouldn't have got Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. So Andrew Garfield came out and kind of had a different tone of Spider-Man and kind of seemed more new. It was less comic booky, and most people really enjoyed the movie, right? So they made Amazing Spider-Man 2, which had a lot of villains, 3, and the movie kind of failed. But even though it failed, they were going to make a new Spider-Man movie. It's going to be called The Amazing Spider-Man 3. And the whole movie would have been about Spider-Man's magical blood. So we also would have got Emma Stone back as Gwen Stacy. She would come back as a clone, which could have been from the Clone Wars comic. Most people speculate that Venom could have been in Spider-Man 3 because of the other Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire. We don't really know who the bad guy was going to be, but we could guess that the Sinister Six could be part of it because of the end scene. But this didn't happen, and we got Thomas. And the next movie was going to be James Cameron's Spider-Man. Now, James Cameron, if you don't know who he is, he made movies such as Titanic, Terminator, Avatar. He would have had Leonardo DiCaprio as Spider-Man, which would have been interesting, and he would have had Arnold Schwartz as Doc Ock. Now, this idea never really went through, so we don't have much to say about it. Well, there you have it, folks. Those are the most interesting movies that didn't come out that I kind of wished came out just so I could have a good time. And if you want a part 2, you can ask in the comments. Also, let me know which movie out of all these would you want to see the most. And the one I'd probably want to see the most would be Batman Continues, because I love the Tim Burton franchise, beyond love.